Berdaya, there's a big smack in the face to Keyboy. Kyrie can only just get the purple buff as Fnatic Onic trail behind in the early game.
Ever as reliable Vincent on that retribution, and understanding that there was no contest, it does make sense that Geek fam take control over this early portion of the game, especially with the immense wave clear, right? They have Boloiski on the Grok and they also have a boy on the Vexana, so they were able to set up a lot quicker, and hence Fnatic Onic being caught right behind.
Especially with a lot of members not reaching level 4 just yet in the game overall. The fact that they have a Phobius that's rushed into a higher level means that they have multiple ultimates, free ultimates, because there's no cooldown technically on that Infernal Pursuit, so Geek fam use it to its full potential. Right now, playing on the top side.
CW is actually falling behind her Chidera. Is this something that we expected? But wait a second, that's a lot of damage.
Oh, and then round blast. Oh, bad flicker. Good terrify though. Boloiski has the wild charge. He flickers forward. Goes for the wild charge only on the Keyboy. I don't think there's going to be enough damage to take him down. Vincent is walking up, unable to get in range in time. But yeah, an uncharacteristic miss from Keyboy. He was having the angle on Aluminum Blast a bit too far right, as if he's expecting a boy to move forward there. Not really angling it towards a boy's own turret. He flickered through to try and get the pick up, but it didn't land. That was a great outplay by Sans though, the reaction time to get away from the fracture of Vincent. But for now, Geek fam have all the control, man. They still have a lot more damage, a lot more wave clear, and when it comes to just the brawls, they have a lot more spells spammable in these fights. So Fnatic Onic are taking it easy, and they're making sure that at least the key members like Kyrie are keeping up in EXP and gold.
So what's the plan now for Fnatic Onic? Because technically Geek fans, if they continue on this pace, the fact that they have the control over the neutral objectives at the moment is okay, right? Because at the end of the day, they do still have Chidera on the Moscow, but for Fnatic Onic, what are they waiting for?
They're supposed to play with the gold lane, but Keyboy. Oh! Now blast the Sandal Flicker. Berdaya still doing a good job. Now Pop of Vengeance jumping onto Kyrie, buying a lot of time. Eternal Guard popped in, good in a sword. Boloiski wins it out with power of nature. Kyrie gets caught in the midst of the team fight. Rez, can he try to turn things around? A Total Pop memory, not enough to take Boloiski down as Berdaya goes back in with Infernal Pursuit, stun down. Spear Destruction connecting to the back. Will Chidera go for it? Berdaya getting the stacks again, and Fnatic Onic again are still behind. Look at Chidera! Punching that turret down below, he should be able to get it!
He got a turret, they got the turtle, and they've got the kill as well. 3-0 in the first 5 minutes for Geek fam.
Uncharacteristic plays coming in from Fnatic Onic right here. A more reactive draft, a very aggressive playstyle though. The Aluminum Blast used up almost immediately. And look at this, Berdaya alone has no opposition right here. The fact that Geek fam were able to negate all of that DPS, all the shred potential from Fnatic Onic, means that Berdaya can just walk up like this, and worst case scenario, he'll be forced, he will get taken out, but it's going to take a lot of time.
So it falls back to the question that I really wanted to ask earlier, Rashi, before they went in for the turtle. What's the plan for Fnatic Onic?
In theory, it really should be to play with the Brody, right? Get to the winning lane a bit more aggressive. And you saw that the rotations earlier from Fnatic Onic were kind of banking on that working. Keyboy going to the gold lane again and again. But now you can see that Chidera, especially after taking the turret and taking all that gold on the bottom side, he's definitely having a bit of quite the advantage when it comes to the gold. Yeah, and again, right, that's why I'm not really that big of a fan of the Brody pick here. It's good in lane, yes, in this matchup. It's a good matchup. The Brody does beat Moscow, but knowing that CW is mostly a weak side player, you can really see that he hasn't been able to utilize the winning matchup. And again, Fnatic Onic, yeah, they've been playing around XP so much that they didn't play around the top side of the map at all. And now Boloiski can do whatever he wants, walks up, gets out. He does lose out on the Flicker, but he buys that Radiant Armor, which is going to be great against Kyrie and Sans.
That's peculiar, because earlier Chidera, if I'm not mistaken, he was able to get the first item first. Faster than CW.
Exactly. Boloiski, forcing out the Flicker. Rez already no mana. Popping the Glorious Pathways. Berdaya jumps into the back. Boy still able to kite and peel for himself with the Eternal Guard. Rez pops in the Vengeance, but that's not going to be enough to get away from Vincent. Berdaya, on the other hand, is having a field day on this Phobius. Jumping back and forth as the Dominator's Ascent is able to get the kill on a boy. But Sans will be traded back. Vincent on the Nolan, on the Assassin.
2-1 traded out. Vincent does have the EXP lead. I'm not really sure if Fnatic Onic want to go for the contest, and it looks like they don't. T-Boy and CW retreating. And that's going to be a perfect turtle for Geek.
It's so weird to see this like play out. Fnatic Onic, they're going for this approach where they're trying to match the impact, the pressure coming from Berdaya with the high loss, with Rez diving in the back line. And to his credit, he got a boy quite low, forcing a flicker out of him as well. But without any follow-up, it's just not possible. They're trying to match the shredding of the Moscow using a Brony. And it's just not going to be working out, especially with the potential for Berdaya to dodge out from a lot of damage using the Infernal Pursuit.
Very confident predictions, by the way, boys. 2-0 for Fnatic Onic. It sure ain't looking good for them right now.
Well, Mr. Pulum definitely, you know, enjoys his moments. This is one of them. But man, again, for Fnatic Onic, what's the idea here? It's almost like in these fights, if everyone dives together in the back line, like Sans with the Dominus Descent, and maybe even Kyrie, if they jump together, they can absolutely take out a boy. But they're now playing more around the ESP lane, and look at that. Vincent just to steal the wild charge is used, and then they go bot. Chidera is a turret eater on the Moscow. You would expect that from the Brody, not the Moscow. Level 11 to 9, that is a 2-level dip for the scaling marksman versus the early game marksman.
Which is why everything that Fnatic Onic were banking on is going wrong, right? They were banking on CW, winning the lane. That wasn't even entirely true. And now as we get into the mid-game, CW is far behind Berdaya though.
Oh, good. And it's a turret up top. It's a good trade for Geek Fam.
Wow. It was all just a distraction, Arashi.
Pressure one side, make case on the other. Wishing Lantern very early on. Second item for a boy. So not even the enchanted talisman. He knows that the fight won't go that long anyways. And even if it is going long, a boy will be forced out. So he goes for the extra bit of damage to ensure that when he drops that Eternal Guard, it will have impact.
It seems like Fnatic Onic at this point are really looking for anything. Anyone that they spot, they'll try to poke down, they'll try to go for. But this is the main problem for the Hylos as well. Rez is already down in mana. Again, Beloski can just recall back. And Fnatic Onic, I don't even think they can threaten the Lord take. They're 6,000 gold down. There is no way.
Kyrie's 2 levels below as well. So if we're looking for that 50-50, despite... I guess they're banking on Rez, right? I guess they're banking on T-Boy as well. If they can find a proper moment, maybe they'll have a chance.
Terrified, they paint out the Vengeance. That is a green light for Geek Fam. They can go for the Lord at this point. Rez won't be tanky enough to do anything, and you can see it. Rez is already stepping back a bit. This Thunderbolt is going to be scaling a bit more, but Fnatic Onic, they have a wave pushing down, already taking out one turret. I think they're banking on Geek Fam spending time and effort on the Lord, and they're going to try and go for a pick-off, for a play on Chidera or a boy. T-Boy is trying to find some information. Is it possible though? With the Vincent still up toe, holding that angle. Both teams hovering over it. Vincent will be spotted. He will be able to get a bit of damage onto Rez. Both teams disengaged. They know they got to handle the wave down below. That is a massive wave. CW with a flicker forward. Vincent trying to run away. The totem pop memory is not going to be enough, but is very, very close to taking Vincent down.
But he gets out, right? At the end of the day, he gets out. And even if Chidera wanted to... Okay, he used his ult earlier. I was going to say, if he wanted to re-engage, he can utilize it. But he is going to be able to clear. And they bought a little bit of time now for yet another setup from Geek Fam.
You really gotta be careful with the use of the Bullock, man. Boy and Chidera are timing their spells when it's off. And Rez now restricting Beloy's speed, but the Lord is going to shut it down as well. Speedboy kind of creating an opening. Turning Total God with a Terrified, unlocks Kyrie down. Rez in the back, not able to survive even with the fences. That curse and the DPS is too much to handle. The horse down. The tree wins this time.
The Lord is marching a 7,500 gold lead. It was a wonder what Rez was doing in the back line. I don't think he even used his second skill.
The Fallen Order and the Ring of Punishment, there's only so much you can do right there. Walking forward, doing damage by all means, but without anyone to really secure the kill, it's a very kiteable high loss against this composition. And looking at the items, man, 3,400 gold ahead is Vincent on the Nolan. We did say that he can be a bit vulnerable on these assassins, but whoa! What a read from Beloyski! He has sword read out by Vincent too!
Masterful stuff. 3-1-2. BBB. Big brain Baloy. Keyboy. Getting dismantled by Tadera as he goes for the siege onto the base turret. Veldora just zones them in the back. What was that? Fantastic read from Baloy, and they might just end the game off of that. Kyrie 18 seconds down. No Keyboy as well. That's a terrifying onto Rez, who still doesn't have the vengeance. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Vincent walking up, getting the fracture. Jolie signs away. 12 minutes is all it takes for the Kingslayers. Big brain Baloy.
Complete control from Geek Fam in game number